Pittsburgh, back again, desperately trying to win in the aftermath of the core changing all the good gosh darn dang time. With our team, we do have at least a trade to make. Of course, this is what the roster looks like right now, and I want you to pay attention to this roster because in a few minutes I am going to ask you for our suggestions, our goals for the season. So get those ready. But it is Tkachuk, Thomas, Gensel, which should light the world on fire. Holloway, Stenberg, Poulin, which should light the world on fire. Ovechkin, Dvorsky, Kamel, they should light the world on fire. Like, we have no excuse to not have the top offense in the league. This is gross. And then Aremba, Julian Lutz, and Cohen Zimmer on the fourth line. It's disgusting. Defensively, it is Hughes and John Carlson, P.O. Joseph and Elias Salmonson, Brouwer, and Braden Schneider. It's just gross. And in goal, Nick Scrimes and Jan Spunar. Which means Howard Guans and Jack Finley are the odd ones out. They are going to have to be dealt. It is what it is. Unfortunately, we'll see if we can recoup draft picks. But that is our team. And indeed, Ovi on the Pens. We saved him from the free agent list. You're going to look at this. You had to look at Claude Giroux on this team. Now you have to look at Alex Ovechkin on this team. And you know what we're going to do just to troll? You know how Ovi has yellow laces when he's on the Caps? Well, guess what, bitches? Now he's going to have red laces when he's on the Penguins. Because I'm a monster. I'm a monster. Ha! Suck it. Look at it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Yeah, anyway, hey, there you go. Alex Ovechkin, look at his hair. He looks like he got electrified. Or electrocuted, either. Oh, that's awesome. Looks like fucking Doc Brown, Alex Ovechkin. His fucking hair looks ridiculous. Oh my god, I love it. Oh, I love it so much. Holy shit. Let's change this over here too, for the sake of uniformity. There you go, Obi. It's beautiful. Good work. Good work, sir. It gave him a letter too. I might have to give him the captaincy. Take it away from Jake Gensel. So you've seen what our team is, which is great. Let's go make that quick trade really quickly. Although let me double check the AHL as well, because this team should also be gross. And indeed they are. A depth forward or two wouldn't hurt, and if anything, trading depth defenseman wouldn't be the worst idea in the world, but we need a depth forward back in this trade. Or two. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. So, we need Centas, and we need Jack Finley. We go to defenseman, and then we need the Grants. Let's see who we can get. Or, better yet, who we can send them to get back draft picks. Wow, Mason McTavish. Man, they really didn't let Mason McTavish develop. I don't have room for him, unfortunately. They're not really looking to trade picks. Is there anybody out there? The Boston Bruins. Oof. What about your first rounder, Boston? That'll probably be a no. Okay, there we go. We get the Bruins first round pick. That's our first trade on the season. Gets rid of two dudes that we couldn't use anyway. The other thing that we have to sort out really quickly is our coaching staff. I do believe that Laurent Demore shall continue to be our primary head coach. Yeah, I mean, Valclair might be a little bit better if we go best lines, but we're going to leave Demore as our head coach. We are going to bump up Conklin to be an assistant. Blake Wheeler can be the AHL head coach. We have our goalie coaches. Let's go hire one other dude. There are actually some good coaches out there. Shit. Let's go for Matvichuk. Either Donovan Matvichuk. See if we can sign you up. Or Dahlman. Whoever wants the deal, whoever takes the deal, gets the deal. Otherwise, sit at home and do nothing. But take the deal. In terms of scouting, we do have our third scout now, in the form of Nils Storp. And his best region for us is probably going to be US East. But let's be honest, we need a scout in the queue. And that's where we're going to send him. He's not the best for the sake of the queue. But we need a scout in the queue. We have only earned 3 scouts throughout this entire challenge. As absolutely brutal as that is. Gensel's the captain of this team. P.O. Joseph gets a letter. And for shits and giggles, Alex Ovechkin will have a letter this year too. Also, he's wearing number 10. I just realized. Alright. We might have to fix that. The Great 10, Alex Ovechkin. There we go. That's better. That's better, Rovi. Good work. So, you've seen our team. You've seen how good we should be. The question now, oh goodness, is what the hell do we do? What are the goals for the season? I will take a look really quickly for anybody of a prospect there, but let's see. Scody objective. AHL player wins an award. AHL award winner. I like that one. Feel free to let the suggestions fly. Oh, baby, it's Chuckins. Channel legend Cole Hawkins. Bonkier, 24 and a 77. 78 and a 24 is obviously even better. Ooh, 79 and a 24. That's also good. Do you have anybody else with a crazy setup like that? 78 and a 23. Bunch of guys. 78 overall at 23 years old. That's not bad. Yeah, we do have a shitload of cap space too. I actually have to check if I need a cap whale at all. So 78 and a 23 seems to be going. There's now a 79 and a 23 in melee there. I think he's, or the melee. We're gonna go with melee because it sounds badass. 77 and a 22. 78 and a 22 for Marty Pekka. Okay, bunch of dudes. Let me see if we need a cap whale. Ovi scores 40. I think that's a bit much. A goalie being top 10 in wins. I like. The concussion thing is far too random. We're actually above the cap floor. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Guys are dropping the ball with these suggestions. I might have to go back to the chat. Or not to the chat, but the YouTube comment section. They were killing it. I have to go back there. Alright, let's get to the bottom of this list. Alright, 78 and a 22. Let's see. Let's go for Pekka. Let's go for... I guess the rest were 78 and 23. Braden Sherman. Austin Roast. Byzantine. Signed Dylan Andrews because he's real and he has a picture. And that brings us up to 48. Let's go for one more. We'll go for Arnsby. Cool. So we should be good there. Alright, let's get those deals done. Andrews. Matvichuk signed. Dahlman can't. Melee, Arnsby, Pekka. Sweet! So we should be good. Against him to score more than 90. Is that realistic? It's unlikely. That would really be pushing it. He's never scored 90 for us. Well, I guess he did in season 1. He had 91. Whew. We could do that. That would be a bit rough. Let's have Scrimes 910 save percentage. That's what Ovi's stat line currently looks like, as crazy as that is. Let's have Gensel at 90 points. And I think we're good. Let's go for those. Well, here, let's end up with 5. Honestly, I think these 3 work. They were kind of the 3 first ones, but I think they were the 3 best ones. We're going to have an AHL award winner because that team is stacked. And then the other 2 are goalie-based. Scrimes at a 9-10, and a goalie top 10 in wins. So basically, everything is tied to the idea of Scrimes not being shit. That's kind of what it is. Everything for the NHL is tied to Nick Scrimes not being hot garbage. Which I feel like is fair, because that is exactly what our luck this season is contingent on. He has played 82 games and has an .898 career save percentage. Now is the time for him to sink or swim, because if he can't prove to be the guy to get us into the playoffs, we might have to trade him mid-season for a goalie that can get the job done. So I like those particular challenges. So to begin the season, I think this will be the first year that I don't look around the entire league. I just kind of want to get down to it. You know, get down to business to defeat the Huns. Do what you got to do. And we'll see what happens this season. I feel like normally when we lose the first game of the season, we end up doing okay. So we'll see if that good luck magic is real. Let's see. Oof, 8-1 to Detroit. And back-to-back. Okay, we're 1-3-0. Back-to-back losses. So far, Scrimes has an 854. Let's get Spoonar in there. Holy God. We'll go best lines in the AHL to get some of those more recent signings in there. Fucking oof. Jesus, what a horrible start. We'll play Spoonar for the next 2 games. Gets the win there. AHL award winner Scrimes at a 9-10 and a goalie top 10 in wins in the league. So the fact that we've already had to take Scrimes out for losing too many games is a horrible, horrible start. So we might have to really push for that whole AHL award winner thing, as Quinn Hughes is currently leading this team in points. You'll love to see that. Hopefully he's not taking over the point total for P.O. Joseph too much. Good little win streak here. Now up to 6-4. Beat Montreal as well. Quinn Hughes still point per game. Bixel gets hurt down in the AHL. We'll just go best lines. And against the Islanders, we lose 3-0. Can't really blame the goaltender on that one. Scrimes up to a 907. Not too bad. See what Spoonar can do as the backup. Back-to-back losses, not great. Otto Stenberg takes over as the leading scorer of this team. All right. We'll go to December before we start looking at stats. Nick Gibson gets hurt in Wilkes-Barre. We shut out Calgary 6-0. Great results. Beat Seattle 3-2. Edmonton as well on this big Western road trip. Lose 7-3 to McDavid and company. Beat Vegas 7-0. Some big shutouts here. LA, we lose 4-2. And against the New York Islanders, we win 3-0. Okay, I mean, hey, we're doing okay. A lot of games here every other day. We beat Philly, and the final game of the month is against the 8-1-1 in their last 10 Chicago Blackhawks, and we win. So 13-8-0 on December 1st. That's not awful. We currently find ourselves in a top 3 spot in the division. It's also not bad. 2 games at hand. Right now, I mean, in terms of point percentage in the division, we're only behind Washington as well. So it's not too bad. It's not too bad at all. In the Atlantic, Toronto, Florida, and Ottawa, the Buffalo Sabres are trash. What else is new? In the Central, Minnesota, Chicago, Colorado, the Winnipeg Jets are trash. They might have a chance to crawl out of that, but oof. And in the Pacific, Edmonton, Seattle, and Calgary, Sharks are starting to fall behind. So we are currently outside the top 10. We're 12th in the league. Goals for an even 3, which is okay. Goals against average, bottom 5. It's not bad. Power play at 27% is top 4 in the NHL, while our penalty kill is at 82.3%, which isn't up there, but it's also not abysmal. So we're doing okay. We're doing okay. Stenberg, 20 points. Gensel, good thing we didn't say Gensel, 90 points. Jesus Christ. Our offense not clicking as much as it needs to. That's just a fact. We got to change something up offensively. Yeah, our offense isn't clicking like it should. But Hughes, Joseph, and Carlson are all putting up good points. So they're not really cutting into the shares there too much. And then Scrimes has a 9-12. Around the league, Rasmus Sandin leads the NHL in points right now. McKinnon's up there for the forwards. Nick Robertson's up there for the Leafs. Goal scoring king right now is Paul Colson. Got Kreider up there. He's now in Minnesota. David, 25 and 21. Connor McDavid's now 30, by the way, with 1,200 career points. He has 4 straight 100-point seasons. And then defensively, you already know it was Sandin. Of course, Mark Friedman's still up there. He's ridiculous. And Jackson Lacombe, also up there. Winning us right now is Saros. Scrimes is up there. Top 10 in wins. So far, so good. Hellebuck with 3 shutouts. Save percentage king. Of course, Blomqvist has a 952. Sebastian Cossa right now is the top goaltender. And for the rookie race, Zach Toms leading the way for the Ducks. Not the most impressive rookie race so far. Fair enough. Cody, I didn't bother to look. Mid-80s. I would imagine for a Friedman overall. So the one change to make here is swapping Tkachuk and Gensel. Pretty much all we can do. All these guys have to be on the top line. The second line is also locked in. I can't make any changes. They are where they are. And then Ovi, Dvorsky, Kamel is also locked in. Like with the majority of this roster, they're just locked into where they are. They have to get it done. I'm going to go best lines. And see if that shakes it up a little bit. To where I'd prefer it to be. This is Thomas's second season with us. And again, Hughes, Carlson, Joseph Salmonson, Brouwer, Schneider. We'll leave it at that. Scrimes is still our guy. And again, we'll go best lines in the AHL just to make sure it's as up to date as it can be. Well, let's march on. We're in a good spot here. But all the pressure in the world is on one Nicholas Scrimes to prove that he is our guy. This is it. That is the emphasis of the season. Beliveau, unfortunately, is not playing. We just have way too many talented defensemen. And he gets pushed down the pecking order. We lose to Vancouver. We do beat Anaheim, though. We haven't lost back-to-back games in a long time now, which is a really promising sign. Scrimes only has a 902, though. Like last year or the year before, we asked for a 915. This time out, we're only asking for a 910. And he's still struggling to hit that, and Spoonar is not doing that well either. Let's see. Colorado, we get the 5-1 win. Boston, we get a 6-5 win. And Edmonton, we win 3-2. All right, 19-10-1. We're looking good. If we can just keep this up, but I have seen the wheels fall off way, way too many times. Damn. Dallas is next. We lose again. Man, Spoonar's record isn't great. It's not great. 10 appearances, 1-3-2. I think we got to make that switch out. He is listed as a backup. Schnattinger hasn't been amazing. So when in doubt, we're going back to Benjamin Goodrow. When in doubt, go back to Ben Goodrow. And we'll give him a run as our backup. I think it's very evident. This is the year. We have 2 trades left. We have to get a goalie. Nice 4-0 shutout win there. That's going to help the save percentage for Scrimes. And then we lose 2-1. Top of our division right now. Buffalo. It is a loss. Back-to-back losses. Damn. Damn. Considering using role limitation on my next one, I have a few options. Can you use a depth forward / D as a healthy scratch? Yes. Can you play someone above their role? Yes. The only rule is essentially I can't play Stenberg below the second line. That's the general guideline. All right, Goodrow, here's your chance to get us back some of the opportunities that were lost here, Ben. Starts off with this game against Detroit, and he does get the win. It wasn't pretty, though. So January 1st, second in our division, just behind the Flyers. What's the team looking like? 24-35 for Gensel. That's not good enough. It's not. Jake Gensel, though, is officially at that point where I could trade him. The no movement clause has expired. Akil Thomas, not good enough. Not good enough at all. And then Matthew Tkachuk on 21 points. That top line's been super inconsistent. I think maybe Akil Thomas can go. You have Holloway on 29 points. That's good. Stenberg's been great. He's on 35. And then Poulin on 20. We might have to move on from Akil Thomas and bump up Stenberg. Ovi has 19 points, 12 goals. 7 of them have been on the power play. Dvorsky on 18 points, which is great. Joakim Kamel isn't really getting it done. He's continued to struggle for us, unfortunately. Like I'm looking at Sam Poulin. I'm looking at Thomas. I'm looking at Kamel. I have some serious doubts. But if we were to go with that and drop Akil Thomas, it means we give one more chance to Poulin and Kamel to prove that they're the guys. Pick up a young right wing in the deal. Otherwise, we'll... No, we don't need a young right wing, do we? That's right, we don't need a young right wing. We might have the answer in-house. With Parks. Who is destroying worlds right now in what is essentially the NCAA. Is Bryant Parks ready? Do we move on from Akil Thomas and say that Bryant Parks is ready? We might have to. Thomas also doesn't have the trade value that you'd suspect. Is there anybody that has a top goalie on the block? I'm talking top goalie to maximize return. Dustin Wolf's not a top goalie. Come on now. Show me Connor Hellebuck or somebody. There's Likens. Blomqvist is out there, but obviously not. Does go to show that good goaltending is really coming at a premium in this. Okay. Let's look really quickly here. Jack Campbell still in Arizona. You have Swayman in Boston. They're trying to get rid of Georgiev. Simon's kind of struggled a little bit. Buffalo with Sorokin. I want somebody better. Samsonov. Treager. UC Saros. Saros wouldn't be bad. I want to check where Chicago is in the standings. It's obvious Chicago needs to move a goalie. They'd prefer to move Wolf, but I'm down to take Saros off of their hands. Colorado's running a 73 overall goalie and an ancient Jonathan Bernier. Then there's this Fawcett guy, Dylan Fawcett, who was kind of the like direct comparison to Scrimes, if I'm not mistaken. Then there's Sebastian Cossa, who might just be the best goalie in the league right now. I can't imagine it would make sense for me to try to take Cossa from Detroit, in that I don't want to completely screw them over. There is also Spencer Knight from Florida. Grizz, hello, buddy. How are we? Hope you're doing good, man. Shesterkin is getting paid the sun and the moon. Minnesota with Wallstead. Some Halo. I have not gotten to play enough of Halo. I enjoyed the very little that I played. Askarov. Kenzie Blackwood's out there. I think Raymond higher than that, though. Also an 85, making 9 mil for another year. That's a bit scary. Carter Hart. Carter Hart. He struggled a little bit. He's making 10.5 for 3 more years after this. Also, Ottinger ended up in San Jose. Seattle has Nedeljkovic. You got Dostal in St. Louis, who said no to us to go there. And then Vasi, who is 33. Basically, I'm marking down, and then Hellebuck in Toronto, I'm marking down teams that have goalies I'd be interested in. Even Demko's an interesting one. And then we're going to check where they are in the standings to see if there's a team that you could theoretically say, like, yeah, they'd look to move on from their star goalie, even if they don't necessarily want to. So let's take a look at the standings and see who is where that would make sense to target. So right now, I want the entire league. Winnipeg is at the bottom. They're not on the list. Dallas isn't on the list. San Jose is. So San Jose would definitely be a target. Seattle's not. Nashville, a target as well. Vegas, we don't care about. The Islanders, we don't care about. The Coyotes, we don't care about. Buffalo, we don't care about. And then St. Louis might be the other one. I think we have our 3 right now that would make sense, and we need to see if now is the right time to pull the trigger on this trade, or if we wait it out. We could very well wait it out. Like, we have a winning record. But right now, it's a matter of timing for us. So it's Dostal in St. Louis. I gotta be honest, I would love to sign him, but he picked St. Louis over us. So I'm gonna say no. San Jose has Ottinger. He struggled. 4 years left after this one at 7-7. And then Nashville is Askarov, who is about to have his deal come up. Nashville has a project goalie, but they don't really have anybody else coming up. Whereas the Sharks have Alexei right there. They have the keys to turn over to Alexei with Allmark behind him. If we were to trade for a goalie right now, it would have to be Ottinger. That is the one that makes the most sense. Is it worth pulling the trigger on what would essentially be Akil Thomas for Ottinger plus? Thomas is on an expiring deal as well. I think we're gonna... Oh God, do we wait? I think we're gonna wait. We're gonna give the Lions a little bit more time to sort it out. But the problem is, in the case... See, here's the problem. I need to know if Kamel and Poulin can step up, though. I need to know. That's where the trouble kicks in. It's not just the concern over the top line. I agree. Well, I mean, our goalie hasn't been great, but he hasn't been awful. He has a 905. He's also 23. Like, he's hitting that make or break point as to where it's like, okay, are you going to be able to prove that you're an elite goaltender right now or not? It is what, February already? No, it's January. We'll give him until February. A lot of players on this team. It's not so much Scrimes as it is, like, we are looking at a lot of key players on this team right now. Player role is still a thing, yes. It's my favorite way to play the game, is the player roles and having people be on their proper sides and stuff like that. Big 7-1 win against Buffalo. We're 25-11-3. Now, this is the reason why I'm hesitant to pull the trigger on a trade. We are winning games. But it just feels like we have the same problems that we always do. And I'm kind of scared to just play the same thing. 9-6, Jesus Christ. I'm kind of scared to have the same story play out. But at the moment, it looks like it might have been a good decision. 8-1 win over the Sharks. Poor Ottinger. Looks like it might have been a good decision to keep the team the same. 28-12-3. We play New Jersey and beat them as well. I think we made the right choice to err on the side of caution. Scrimes is up to a 909. We really lowered the bar for him this year. Salmonson gets hurt. It's a right-handed shot. TK, what's going on, dude? Yeah, we need a right-handed or left-handed. Brouwer could technically move over. The one dude who's not affected by waivers is Danner. So let's call up Danner. And we'll give him his first NHL opportunity. And we will fix these lines back. Danner on the third pair with Braden Schneider. Get Spoonar out of there for Goodrow. Spoonar might have screwed up one too many times. It's Langlois and Pope in on defense, not bad. Let's keep going. We did lose to Carolina in that one with Goodrow. Full-time job now. Hey, TK, congrats on the adulting, buddy. It's fun, isn't it? We lose to Florida. Salmonson will be back for this game against Carolina. So a bit more roster management, as we'll have to send Danner down. Spoonar has to stay on the roster. So Mr. Danner, down you go. And again, one more time. We will set that up. Beautiful. We got it down to a science. Except Ben Goodrow needs to play this next game because it was back-to-back. It's Carolina 3-1 loss. Going doing a franchise with the throwback roster. We actually already started 2 of them, and I hope to get back to one of them tonight. So, very, very soon. All right, Goodrow, you're not cutting it. You're not cutting it. Schnattinger is a 914. Let's try him. So yeah, Goodrow, it's not there, buddy. It's just not there. Give Schnattinger the opportunity. I also want to give Kadri some games in the AHL. Where are we at? Last game of the month here. And we win 4-3. So 31. 15-3 as of February 1st. We are in first in our division. Pretty damn good lead over the New York Rangers. Matthew Tkachuk only on 36 points. That is simply not good enough. And I'm worried that we handed somebody a contract and that's not going to work out. Reminder, Matthew Tkachuk has a no movement clause until the last year of his contract. We have to keep him. Akil Thomas on 30 points, man. How do you only have one more assist than Matthew Tkachuk? Goon, I believe they have. And Wolverine, the best defenseman in the NHL right now. I would take Cale Makar over any other defenseman in the NHL right now. And Gensel up to 41 points, 20 goals. I don't think we can keep Akil. But we're winning. You have 47 points and 49 for Holloway. I mean, Stenberg's crushing it. Poulin, though. Like, basically, we're looking at Akil Thomas, we're looking at Samuel Poulin and saying, is it worth keeping you on this roster? Because you might help our chances in the playoffs, but on the flip side, you have value that we can use right now. So Ovi has 30 points, he has 19 goals. 26 points for Dvorsky, only 16 points for Joakim Kamel. Kamel is barely at that 30-point pace. So I'm not happy with Thomas, I'm not happy with Poulin, I'm not happy with Kamel. But is it worth keeping them? Because, well, the individual performances aren't there, but we're winning. Like, even on the fourth line, it's Julian Lutz, who I'm not so happy with, but it's not worth making a move. You have Quinn Hughes on 41 points, Carlson on 32, and P.O. Joseph on 37, which is nice. 8 points for Salmonson, 5 goals for Ralph Brower, 12 points for Braden Schneider. And in goal, Scrimes at a 908. We haven't seen Schneidinger play yet. We're going to need to get a backup goalie with one of our trades. But from there, it's just the question of what happens. What happens? What happens? I know our defense is picking up a lot of the points, but at the same time, I think we have to keep the team together, but I'm worried. It might honestly depend on who's available come trade deadline time. It honestly might hinge solely on that. Just to see what happens. And if there's a better option that we can go with. Michael Schnattinger, here is your opportunity, sir, against Philadelphia. 5-2 win. Good start. Scrimes gets back in there. He has a 908. He needs a 910. Certainly not holding my breath, but we'll see what he can do. Play the Rangers. We lose 6-4. Not great. What about against the Kings? 3-0 shutout. Scrimes has been consistently inconsistent, but he hasn't been bad. Gets more back-to-back wins there. 3 straight, actually. Scrimes only at a 905. Schnattinger's a 954 in 2 appearances so far. And he beats the Rangers. March 1st, 38-16-4. 12 points clear with 2 games at hand on the New York Rangers. We are dominating this division right now. I don't think we can change anything. And just hopefully come playoff time, Akil Thomas and Sam Poulin and Joakim Kamel, who only has 20 points, prove to be playoff performers. And if they're not, we leave them. We say goodbye. Pretty easy. See if Ben Goodrow can get some wins here. So we play Ottawa. The deadline is on Monday against New Jersey, or at least we play New Jersey that day. So we get a win. Schnattinger loses, but in a shootout. So to the deadline we go. Schnattinger right now has a 955 in 4 appearances. Scrimes has a 906. Scrimes is technically still a backup, so if there's an elite backup out there, we can go after them. Might be worth it. But Schnattinger being our 3rd goalie seems to make sense. Quinn Hughes has been great. Carlson in his advanced age has been great. Joseph's been great. And then again, the rest of the defensemen are picking up points here and there where they can. Tkachuk had 83 points last year. He has 43 so far this year. That looks like it could be big contract syndrome. Akil Thomas had 67 points last year. He only has 42 this year. And then Jake Gensel had 6 goals since the last time we checked. He only has 50 points. You have Poulin on 32. Stenberg and Holloway together are just disgustingly good. Ovi has 25 goals. I think heading into the deadline, we look to keep it the same. Let's see what happens here. We'll see who's available and what options we have. As Mike Riley is the top name out there. He's only gotten better. You have Alex Turcotte. Puljujarvi, Suzuki, Lindholm, Kravtsov, Landeskog, Heiskanen, and Hurdle. Let's see what's out there. Let's see what's out there. Again, do we have a team that is willing to trade a good goalie? Bennington's not quite what I had in mind. You do have Swayman out there. I know what I'm looking for. How good is Chicago? Chicago wouldn't trade Saros. Fawcett. I don't think Columbus would trade him. Again, they don't really have the the depth to justify getting rid of him. Detroit wouldn't move on from Kosa. Don't want Grubauer, Spencer Knight. They wouldn't move on from him. Shesterkin doesn't make sense. Wallstead doesn't make a ton of sense. Yeah, they're a good team, too. Got Robin Lehner out there. Askarov. I wouldn't feel right taking Askarov from Nashville. Peterson's really struggling this year. Shogard's got a 9.10. Ottawa's not awful. 4-year deal for Shogard's pretty risky though. Carter Hart. Flyers are decent. You could argue taking Blomqvist has been great in Philly. Of course he's been. Of course he's been. We get rid of him. He tears it up. And then you have Ottinger. A little bit worried about the price, but he makes the most sense. Like, they have a goalie right behind him where it makes sense to move on. Dostal can suck it. He didn't want to come here, so I'm not going to save him from a bad St. Louis team. Like, it's clear. If we want to get a more established goaltender, it's Ottinger. The only thing I'm worried about is the extra year, but technically he won't have a no movement that we'd have to worry about. How many goalies do they have? So they have 4 goalies left on roster. Spooner would be good to move on from because he hasn't been that great this season. I just think we have to keep the forwards together and hope that they keep winning and really turn it on in the playoffs. Bryant Parks has gone up to a third-line player. He's going to be an absolute beast heading into next season, but now's not the right time to bring him in. Now is not the right time to bring him in. But if we add Hobby Bullen to the deal... We add Landry to the deal. His value isn't too crazy. I don't even know if I'm going to have the value to pull this off, actually, now that I look at it. We might just have to stay the course. We might just have to stay the course. Can't say I'm excited about that being our best option. We gotta stay the course. I think we go for it. The team's been winning. If we still can't get goaltending, we still can't get goaltending. And on one hand, I feel bad about it because we've had that attitude a couple of times and we've gotten burned a couple of times. But I think at this point, it's the best way to go. I think at this point, it's the best way to go. So, Johnny Gaudreau is now a member of the Boston Bruins. Still there for... Connor Bedard traded to Dallas for Miro Heiskanen. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Cody, just random fucking pop-up bullshit. Tomas Hertl for... Oh my god. Well, no wonder why Seattle was okay with getting rid of Bedard. They moved Hertl and brought in Turcotte. So what the hell does Seattle look like now? Mason Shaw is on waivers. It's on waivers through next year, though. I think we can get people in the system that can improve. He can't really improve. So what the hell do the Kraken look like after moving on from Bedard? It's Hischier, Turcotte, Tanabe, Wenberg, Leak, Tanev, Hextall, Beniers, Vetrano. I mean, there's no doubt they had a logjam of centers. I mean, swap out Bedard for Turcotte. But now they get Heiskanen on the second pair. Interesting. Interesting. And Dallas with Connor Bedard. He is the second line right wing to Maverick Bourque and Antonio Stranges. Fair enough. Fair enough. Let's keep going. We should make the playoffs. That is almost a certainty at this point. I'd hate to think that we'd somehow fuck it up that badly. Keep winning games. We play Philly. We lose 2-1. Scrimes has a 907, but we're getting the job done. Schnattinger. Can you keep being the solid backup as Matthew Tkachuk gets hurt? Not ideal. Let's call up Ken Fowler. And we'll give him an opportunity since he is not waiver eligible. And to be honest, I might regret this decision. I do want to try Sam Poulin on the top line and Kamel on the second line. Like, this is my chance to see what they can do. Stenberg's a two-way, so hence the good badge for defense. Let's actually take Fowler out for a right wing. I was thinking I wanted to make a different move than I did. We'll go for Christensen. Let's see what you got, Lars. Let's see what you got. So it'll be Poulin, Thomas, Gensel, Holloway, Stenberg, Kamel, Ovechkin, Dvorsky, Zemmer, Oremba, Lutz, Christensen. And then our defense stays as it be. Spoonar's out as the backup. I think we're good. So big opportunity here. We're going to mark down the point totals for Sam Poulin, who is at 66, 12, and 23. And Joakim Kamel, your opportunity to prove that you can do well on a second line. As we won that last game 6-0, utter destruction of the Habs by Mr. Schnattinger and company, who was going on a Benjamin Gaudreau-like run. So we play Detroit. And and we win 5-1. We take on Colorado, we win 5-2. We have to have the highest scoring offense in the league. We play Toronto, Tkachuk is healthy. After a 4-3 loss, he'll be back for the home leg of that. So Poulin, in 3 games, had no points. Kamel, in 3 games, had a goal. Safe to say Joakim Kamel and Sam Poulin are not worth the big bucks. That'll be our approach moving forward, is that those two can go. I think we have enough young talent in the system that could step up and provide exactly what they provide. And we'd save a good amount of money doing it. Not impressed whatsoever. We can't try 5 games because Matthew Tkachuk is back. So they had a brief moment in time to prove themselves, and they did blow it. That is what happened. Our best lines in the AHL. Let's get Kadri some games. We'll play Toronto again, this time at home. And we lose both times. That might spare us from the President's Trophy curse. We play Columbus, and we lose that as well. Oof, 3 in a row. 4 in a row. At least 3 in a row. Schnattinger, that was his first rather unimpressive performance. Team scores 20 goals in 4 games. Poulin, 0 points. That's what I'm saying. On the top line, no less. We play Seattle. Oh my God, we are in free fall all of a sudden. Oh my God. Okay. Well, all of a sudden, this team has hit a dead end. Let's turn over to Jan Spoonar. Here's your chance, Jan, to frickin' snap us out of this. Brutal losing streak. I just accidentally claimed Alex Pietrangelo. He'll retire, I'm sure. And there we go. We do get a win. 3-0 over the Boston Bruins. Yeah, Mr. Pietrangelo. Welcome to the AHL defense, at least, at 38 years old. Oh, he's on an expiring deal. Yeah, cool. Alex Pietrangelo might be the veteran leadership for that AHL defense. As we are on April 1st, here we go. Now that we've snapped that losing streak, we're going to turn it back to Scrimes. And we win 2-1. We have clinched a playoff spot, thank God. This team's playoff history has been super inconsistent. We do lose to the St. Louis Blues. We need Scrimes to stay in because we need the whole winningest goaltender thing. Top 10 in goalie wins, that is. He certainly won't hit the 9-10 save percentage. That just isn't going to happen. But we do need him to finish top 10 in wins, and with him having 40 wins, we should be good to go. We beat Nashville 7-2. We take on a pretty bad Carolina team as P.O. Joseph gets hurt with an injured. He has been injured with an injured stomach. Rough time for an injury. It shouldn't overly affect the playoffs. And let's call up the veteran. Let's call up Alex Pietrangelo and see what happens. I feel like this is the way. So Carlson, Schneider. Whoops. Well, sorry to Petro. Didn't realize what I just did. Meant to call up a lefty. I was thinking of Brouwer being a righty who could play the left side. It was the opposite. Petro will leave you as a healthy scratch at least. Screw it. Need a left defenseman. We called up Danner before. Let's give Polasek an opportunity. Or our boy Isaac Beliveau. Because the last time we called him up, he played pretty well. He's barely gotten to play this year. Let's give Beliveau the opportunity. And we'll have to fix these lines up again, but it's not that big of a deal. Again, we got it down pretty much to a science. So congrats to Isaac Beliveau for getting an opportunity. Best lines in the AHL. As, let's just go for it again here against Columbus. Quinn Hughes suffers an elbow injury. These injuries are certainly starting to add up here at the end of the year. Let's give Paul a second opportunity. We've officially hit concerning territory now. With the injuries. We have officially hit concerning territory. I need to take Petro out of the lineup, so sorry, Alex, but send you down. Nobody claimed him, so he'll stay. And we'll go best lines as we have to do, because there's no like quick team sheets or anything like we have in FIFA. So we'll give Beliveau and Paul a second chance. Brouwer goes up to the top pair. Interesting. But again, we're trying to keep our AHL team depth together so that we can have an award winner there. Hopefully. We lose 7-4 to the Blue Jackets. We play the Devils. Hit win number 51. We have clinched the division as well, with just 2 games to go. Swizz, it's good to see. The good thing is now, P.O. Joseph is back. So we will see him return to the lineup. And we shall see what we can do there. So it'll be Joseph and Carlson, Salmonson, Brouwer, Schneider, Polasek. We'll keep playing Scrimes. Let's send Beliveau down. If he gets claimed, which I hope he does, at least he'll be able to play somewhere else. He did not get claimed. I am sorry, Isaac. We tried. Wow, we might not have an award winner. I thought we'd have dudes with more points than this. Bixel might have a good chance for Defenseman of the Year. We won't have a chance at Goalie of the Year because no one's played enough. Benjamin Goodrow has sucked in the AHL. Samuel Poulin is hurt. Okay. We need a winger. We shall call up Blouin. And goalie-wise, we really haven't been playing Schnattinger. He's been good, but we're going to send him down so he can at least be playing games. Gensel, Thomas, Kachuk, Holloway, Stenberg, Kamel. Kamel blew it last time, so let's go to Blouin. Ovechkin, Dvorsky, Kamel, Aremba, Lutzemer. Joseph, Carlson. Alright, at least P.O.'s back. We'll give Spoonar this next game. Let's get Goodrow out of there for Kadri. I think Ben Goodrow's time with the club is very quickly coming to an end. So, one last check before we sit in this game. Do we have a goaltender in the top 10 in wins at the NHL level? The answer is yes, we do. So we can afford to play our backup. Very, very good news. So let's sit in this game against the New York Rangers. Final game of the season, and we win 5-1. And that brings the regular season of 2027-28 to a close. 53, 24, and 5. Top team in the division by a very, very big margin. The Islanders missed the playoffs by a very, very big margin. In the Atlantic, you had Toronto, Tampa, Florida, and Montreal. The Sabres missed out by a very, very, very big margin. In the Central, Chicago, Minnesota, Colorado, they all missed out by a very, very, very big margin. My God. Haves and the have-nots. And in the Pacific, Oilers, Canucks, Flames, Kings, and Ducks. Everyone else missed out by a pretty big margin. So we finished third in the NHL behind an ungodly Toronto team and Tampa on ROW tiebreaker. Third best team in the league, huh? Our goals for third best in the league, tied with the Florida Panthers. Our goals against was bottom 7 in the league. Not bad. Power play at 26.5%, third best in the NHL, and technically, technically, yeah, we were only 5th in goals for. In terms of total power plays, we were about in the middle. And then our penalty kill was somewhere in the middle. We're going to have to actively set that up. But there's no doubt our offense carries this team. No doubt about it. In terms of the points, let's take a look here. So Dylan Holloway and Otto Stenberg were both on the second line and outscored our top liners. These two are the guys. 35 goals, 42 for Holloway. Incredible. Jake Gensel was honestly very disappointing. I don't know if it's because the extra defensive firepower with Carlson and Hughes cut into the points, but while he had 38 goals, I'm a little bit disappointed in Jake Gensel. A little bit disappointed in Jake. He's also 33 years old. Maybe, just maybe, this offseason is when we start considering something. He just hasn't been that consistent superstar. He's consistently been very good. You hope for more than very good with a 93 or 94 overall. Matthew Tkachuk. We have to keep Matthew Tkachuk or buy him out. Not allowed to send him down through waivers if we elect to get rid of him. I'm a little bit worried about Matthew Tkachuk at this point. A little bit worried about Matthew Tkachuk and that we might have made a mistake with that contract, knowing how well Holloway's doing on the left. Akil Thomas did end up finishing the season with 60 points, but I gotta be honest, I'm disappointed in that. It's less than what he did last year. His deal's up soon. His deal's up at the end of the season. Ovi, 36 goals at 42 years old. 52 points away from 2,000. Dvorsky on the third line, 42 points, great. Poulin on the second line, 40 points. He was outscored by a third line center, who, yes, might have been playing with Ovechkin. I think I've seen enough of Sam Poulin. He's certainly not getting that type of money out of me again. Joakim Kamel did finish with 30 points, which is what I hoped for on the third line. But he was outscored by Dvorsky. And he was playing next to Alex Ovechkin. I don't know what the future is here for Sam Poulin and Joakim Kamel. I don't think it's very bright. Akil Thomas and Matthew Tkachuk have some things to worry about too. Like this playoff run, some of these guys need to have performances that are opinion changers, I think is the best way to phrase it. Aremba, Zemmer, they were okay. Julian Lutz really wasn't good enough to be a fourth liner. We'll see what happens with him. Probably just run him on the fourth line for the rest of the year, but he won't be back next year. Honestly, Cohen Zemmer might need to get traded. Sam Aremba as well. Like, these guys are better than fourth liners. That's what I'm saying. There's no point in keeping Poulin and Kamel when these two deserve a chance, along with others. Defensively, Hughes was outstanding. Maybe not the crazy 90-point potential from before, but that is what we paid the money for Quinn Hughes. P.O. Joseph wasn't really that heavily negated by Hughes. Still, 60 points in the last 4 seasons. The 88 points wasn't even replicated last year, so happy with Joseph. And then John Carlson, in his advanced age, I knew he could still put up points. He took a bit of a hit playing with Hughes and Joseph, but John Carlson was still very effective for us. Schneider was worth the second rounder. Salmonson's looking good. Brower's looking okay. So in goal, Nick Scrimes does fail his first goal of finishing with a .910 save percentage. I'm really starting to think he's not the guy. I'm really starting to think it. He has to prove it in the playoffs. Like, I know we had a great season. Kind of take it easy, by the way. Thank you for hanging out. I know Scrimes had a great season. But much like everyone else, if he can't get it done in the playoffs, we're booting him out. We're booting him out. So he's got a lot to prove. But he did pass the goal of being top 10 in goalie wins. So that earns us a scout and helps us avoid punishment yet again. And around the league, in terms of forwards, it was McKinnon, Kaprizov, McDavid, the only ones to break 100, which is crazy. But kind of take it easy. By the way, if you guys are not following, that is twitch.tv/KANARENEE. Connor Renee. Drop her a follow if you have not, for solid Fortnite gameplay. In terms of goals, Colson had 64, Kaprizov, McKinnon, McDavid, DeBrincat, and Matthews all broke 50. And the assist leader was Nick Suzuki. In terms of the defenders, Rasmus Sandin had 105 points. Jesus, Marian Hossa. Okay. Good Lord. We're on medium. And Sandin still went off for 82 points, 105 points in 82 games. And Evan Bouchard scored 30 goals. Eat your heart out, Mike Green. Jesus. Jackets, what's going on, though? Goalie-wise, again, Scrimes finished third in wins, which is beautiful. Shutout king was Dostal with 8. He would have been our starter. And save percentage-wise, I believe Vasilevsky has just won another Vezina. Blomqvist can suck a fat one. And for the rookie raise, Nate Danielson, the American Dragon. Or Avery Addison. Or Cesar Houlet. But Danielson likely took it. So that is the season in the books. We could win the cup this year. We could falter in round 1. Literally, whatever direction we go in next is solely going to be dictated on what happens here against the Montreal Canadiens.